So this is, what's the date today? 6-7 weeks after I installed this package, and I've got good coverage of bees. There's quite a few bees in the hive. And I'm not going to pull these all out. I've got other work to do today, but if you remember when I started this hive, it had a lot of old frames in it, and they finished cleaning up those frames, and on my count of frames of brood, I've got like 6 solid frames of brood or larvae, and a lot of young bees, which means it's hatching. A lot of bees are hatching out. So this hive is going to, we call it burst, which means it's going to increase in bee numbers very rapidly now, to the point where I'm going to put another super on it today, because if I didn't, there's a good chance I could cause a swarm by having too many bees in this small box, one in a single box. So I need to give them room to expand out. Quite a few drones too. I was a bit worried I might have queen cells in here already, but it seems to be good. I got it in time. So the next project for this morning is to get another super on top of this. And you might notice I don't really use this feeder, but I like it as a spacer. And what I mean by that is that I can almost always pull that feeder out, and I don't have to worry about rolling the queen and hurting the queen, because she's almost never on that feeder. So I can pull it out, then I can separate these frames more and pull them out, and not worry about hurting the queen. So one thing you might be curious about, is this the time to put on a queen excluder to keep the queen laying down in the bottom? You're going to have to make up your own mind about that. I'm not going to now, because I don't generally like queen excluders anyway, but because this hive's about to burst, I want those bees to come up to the top as quickly and easily as possible, and sometimes putting a queen excluder on will slow down how quickly they move into this top box. So I don't want to do that, because I'm wanting to prevent swarming, and I'm also wanting to, these are also a lot of old frames, once again free of disease, but I want the bees to come up into that and work on those frames as quickly as possible, and a queen excluder will slow that down. Just another quick note before I put the lid on. So I just put it, these are 10 frame boxes, and normally in a 10 frame most people run 9 frames of 9 frames, and the reason for that is it's easier to work with the hive. It doesn't get too tight that you can't pull out a frame. But just for now, I've got 10 frames in there because the bees are going to be working these and cleaning them up, and I want to have really good spacing in there, so they build the frames the way I want them to. Otherwise they can actually build comb in between the frames. So just for now, I'm going to be having 10 frames in the top of my super. And I'm still using my insulation, even though it's getting warm enough now that I probably don't need it, but I'm going to build a better lid So this lid's only got room for one top feeder, and I want to build a lid that has multiple places for my sugar syrup, and also they can actually have so I'm going to have the lid, and I'm going to have a box up here that all my feed bottles can fit into and be covered up, and that's to help when it gets cold. You still want the feed sometimes, but it can actually get cold enough it can split those. I like the glass bottles, and it can actually get cold enough it freezes the syrup and splits the bottle. So I want to try and prevent that by having an enclosure for my feed bottles. Getting higher, so yep. And finally, so this is 6 to 7 weeks, and I've already put more than 20 pounds of sugar into this hive. I didn't feed with pollen patties because there was quite a lot of wildflowers out. I didn't see the need for that here, but I have been continuously feeding with sugar syrup, and I'm up to about 20 pounds now. I'll try and keep a record of how much I do through the year, but it's probably going to be up in the 100 pounds of sugar to bring this hive to wintering, to bring it to strong enough and full enough of honey that it'll winter over, unless I get a really good honey flow. But yeah, the first year with a swarm or a package, generally the first year is just considered build up time for the bees. So this is where they're building up into their hive, and you don't really want to take any honey from them, and you definitely don't want them starving. So be prepared to feed lots of sugar.